What's up, guys? Today we've got some very good news when it comes to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I was not expecting this. I hadn't heard anything about this, but I think it is a fantastic thing, and it's got me pretty hyped. So we're going to talk about it here. Now, this is coming from an Activision blog post. They posted a new article today, basically detailing all of the new gameplay mechanics and features and things that they've developed on in this year's game. So I'm talking about like the new door system, the tactical sprint, the mounting, the new night vision mode, stuff like that, like new things coming this year that we didn't have before. And under the kill streaks section, they started to talk about how, like, you know, some of the new streaks are interesting, like the 2-player tank that people can roll around in and stuff like that. But then they had something even more to say. So check out this paragraph here. It says, "But what about score streaks?" says Jeff. "We have some familiar ones and we're bringing in some new ones. We felt that in some games, score streaks tend sometimes not to be clear. If you're in this mode, a score streak is 50 points, but if you're in this mode, the same score streak is 100 points. This led to players disengaging. Compare that to the kill streaks of previous Modern Warfare games. You knew that when you had 4 kills, you were 1 away from a Predator missile." So they talked about this in like the preview press conference thing before we actually play the game, and I totally agree with it. The score streak system in the past few years got a little bit convoluted. Like it's obviously helpful, the fact that when you do objectives or get assists or anything else, that helps you out towards your score streak. And yeah, you can always look down in the bottom right and see your bar filling up and know that you're getting closer. But there was something about those previous games where it was like there was a set thing where like 5 kills was a Predator missile, 11 kills was a chopper gunner, 25 kills was a nuke. Like, you knew exactly what you needed, and I kind of like that we're going back to that this year. It's kill streaks across the board by default. However, they do have a new feature. So he goes on to say, "But we haven't forgotten about score streaks entirely. We do have a perk called Point Man that lets you go back to score streaks if you want, if you like that playstyle. So you can take up one of your perk slots and you can make it so that you earn points for capturing objectives." So it depends on what type of player do you want to be. Do you want to be a little bit more selfish and go after those kills? Or do you want to be a little bit more team-oriented and be rewarded for playing the objective? I think that's kind of cool. I do like that you can completely tailor this to the way you want to play. But wait, there's more. He goes on to say, you can also opt out of kill streaks and use perks in a specialist system instead. We are peppering in little elements for those of you that want them. So this brings us back to strike packages in Modern Warfare 3, if you guys remember those. So you had the assault package, which was basically just like kill streaks, but you had to stay alive to be able to get them. You had to like put together a streak of kills to be able to earn them. If you died, they reset. You also had your support streaks, which were less powerful rewards, but it didn't reset when you died. So you'd pretty much earn them throughout the course of a match. And then finally, you had the specialist system where every 2 kills, you got a new perk. And then I think it was if you got 8 kills in a row, you got every single perk in the game, which I'm going to be honest, that was incredibly powerful. That was one of my favorite things to run in that game. Of course, it's really fun to get like the super high tier kill streaks and go on crazy, you know, feeds and stuff like that. Like, that's nice. But I feel like when you had that full specialist setup and you had all those perks, you felt like Superman. You felt unkillable. You had like, you know, marathon, sleight of hand, literally everything all together. And it was like you were some sort of a super soldier for that life until somebody took you out. So that was a really cool feeling. I really, really enjoyed that. And I'm excited we're going to be able to go back to that this year. Now, hold on a second. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves because I'm not sure if it's going to work like that. I don't know if you're going to be able to earn all the perks at once. And I feel like that's like kind of a bad thing, but also makes things a little bit more balanced. Now, the reason why I don't think you're going to be able to do that is because of this tweet right here. So somebody asked Joe Seacott, wait, will you have to run a perk to be able to use specialist? So if you guys remember, we just said if you want score streaks, you need to run the Point Man perk. So it's going to take up one of your 3 perk slots. If you want to be able to run the specialist system, you don't need to do that, Joe says. So he says, nope, the specialist system is an extra option in the perk menu. This option unlocks during player progression. When running a loadout with specialist, your kill streaks are overridden with 3 extra selected perks. So like by default, everybody has kill streaks on. After you unlock the specialist system option, which I'm assuming is probably going to be later on in your prestige, you can kind of like check that box, and then you can choose 3 perks to add on instead of 3 kill streaks. So, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. I feel like that makes the specialist system Definitely not as useful. I guess if you go on a nice little streak and you have 6 perks, that does help you out, but it's nowhere near the thing of going on an 8 kill streak and earning every perk in the game. Like, that was seriously a really, really cool thing. I wouldn't mind seeing that back. Then again, I don't know what kind of perks we have in this game. It might be a little bit too overpowered. It might be a little bit unbalanced. So who really knows there? But I love the idea that they're giving us options. I feel like that's truthfully the main theme of this game is options. Customization, whether we're talking about our weapons in terms of the gunsmith, if we're talking about camos, if we're talking about characters. Now we've got 3 different packages we could choose from. You can go straight up kill streaks like in the old days. You can go to score streaks if you want it like we've had more recently, or you can go back to specialist, which is something we saw in Modern Warfare 3 that we haven't seen since, but a lot of people liked, so they're bringing it back. Like that, it's really cool that they're letting you play exactly how you want to play. I love seeing that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this video is Battle Royale. So obviously this is a big discussion, a big question this year. Technically, nothing's really even hinted at it yet. We know we're getting a campaign, we know we're getting a Spec Ops mode, and we know we're getting a multiplayer, which in the past we've always had those 3 modes. So does a BR fit in there? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Infinity Ward's art director had like a rapid fire question thing with Game Informer, I believe. And his response to questions about Battle Royale was, we'll have to wait and see. And then he went on to say that he's personally a fan of the BR genre. He worked a bit on Apex Legends before he came to Infinity Ward. So it's really like, I wanted to talk to you guys about this and see what your guys' feelings were. I know in the grand scheme of gaming right now, Battle Royale is not really the top of everybody's, wish list. Like, BRs have been huge for the past couple of years. Fortnite exploded. Before that, PUBG had exploded. Even way back in the day, H1Z1 had exploded. So I feel like we're kind of on the tail end of the Battle Royale cycle. Like, Fortnite's still going strong without a doubt. I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. But in terms of like new games trying to create Battle Royales, I feel like we're kind of on the tail end. I feel like the idea has kind of died, and people aren't really as interested anymore. But honestly, I feel like I would really love to see a BR in this game. I really do. Like, I enjoyed Blackout more than Black Ops 4 multiplayer by a long shot. And I think that I would enjoy a modern combat, like playing out in the desert and old desert towns and stuff, and even bringing in some of the old Modern Warfare series maps even more, dude. Like, I think that could be so cool in terms of the style of gameplay, the time period, the weaponry, stuff like that. Like, rather than having, all this futuristic stuff, just like true large-scale modern combat. I think that could be kind of cool. I mean, obviously we've got the 10v10 modes, the 20v20 modes, and they're even talking about making 50v50 modes in multiplayer. That's already 100 people. It would be fairly easy for them to just make a Battle Royale mode out of that. Who knows? Maybe they're already working on it. Obviously, it's gonna have to be a massive map with really cool locations and stuff like that. But personally, I think it could be kind of cool. And I'm not really on the BR hype train anymore. I was for a while there, but I think it could be kind of cool. And I'm secretly low-key kind of hoping they do. And that you guys might blast me for that, but I think it would be cool. I think it'd be a cool setting for it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. But there you guys have it. Nice little news video for you all today. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for our next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.